I mean, the analogy here is deep, that's for sure. I never connect those two things that you put on the table here, but when you put them on the table, I do feel they are kind of relevant. They are provocative on the same time, from my perspective, because we are connecting two worlds. We put ourselves in, different container than animals, and we feel our choices are, more complicated and all together.
Really right, like we put ourselves in different box. Vegans can be accused of humanizing animals, but I'll rather say that it's the non-vegans who objectify the animals. What's stopping you from going vegan?
Wow, to be honest with you, as I said, for many years I am vegetarian. I do have moments in my life when I'm choosing animal products, and I am okay with this. I'm still okay with that idea, but on the same time, maybe I can put more awareness into why, because why is such an important question.
I know you've been thinking about changing your ways. Well, there's no better time than today, so will you be divided, will you make a choice? If you're never gonna do it, who will then? Will you spare a life or will you choose the knife, my friend? Cause how would you like it?
How would you like it?
And how would you feel?
How would you feel?
To be totally only purpose of your life is to be someone's meal. And how would you answer?
How would you answer?
If the tables they would turn.
If the tables they were turned.
Would you agree to be discarded like some garbage? Will you ever learn? Will you ever learn? Yeah, I'm not judging you. Yeah, I was just like you. My parents raised me eating meat and dairy too. But I started to question the nature of compassion. I woke the fuck up, broke the cycle, so can you?
Yeah, what do you think of my statement?
I do feel like, shit. I will say like this, on the first go, that I need more of your thoughts around the statements that you put over here to make any statement. I don't know if that have any sense for you.
Okay.
in
Yeah,
that
sure.
way.
Uh,
So because I just don't want to say something stupid that will, interfere with, your own agenda over here. So I like your spot. That's, why I came here, because it's unbelievable spot, and I really do like people who wants to talk. So
yeah, well, what I'm the science says anti-racism feminists should also be vegan, and what I mean by that is well, first of all, I think everyone should be vegan,
yeah,
but you too?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
but I feel
On
like
the way, not maybe like everyone, but I do follow the same idea behind it. Like I'm vegetarian. Maybe I will not claim that I am vegan, but I do feel that we need to care about surroundings before we take any energy inside our own system. So that's the point that I would claim is similar, I guess, isn't it, in that way?
yeah. So here I've just listed two forms of oppression between humans. So like you have racism, sexism, but also like the homophobia, transphobia.
Yes.
Like my stance is that like people who are against these types of discrimination should also be against speciesism and discrimination between different species of non-human animals as well. And I think that speciesism is wrong for the same reasons as racism or sexism are wrong also.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by the sign.
Yes,
So
yes.
you wanna talk about it? Or?
Yeah, of course, but please, again, like if I could be, something who will be relevant to your topic, because like you know what I mean. I just walk in, I could see you, but I really don't want to interfere in any, wrong way that your standpoint is on the same time. If you're open for just a conversation, I am open for just a conversation. Yeah, that's my point. Of course. Will you publish this, or are you? What is your idea behind it? Like, what's?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I create mostly content related to veganism. So I post discussions there. So that's
Yeah, of course. If this is like relevant to your subject, you know, what is really like what I'm following before you will, you know, even record it or whatever. If you still or recording already, my point is always the same. Like, you know, you have some agenda behind it, isn't it? You want to present or you want to inform public about your own idea. So I just want to, you know, say something smart in regard to your own idea behind it, if you know what I mean. If that's you feel will be relevant, then it's all good.
yeah. Yeah, I want to see a vegan world. I'm trying to get people to think. Most people don't think about these issues,
totally.
and the double standard a lot of people have, that they might be against animal abuse, but at the same time they pay for it multiple times a day.
Yeah, of course. Like, without even thinking about it, isn't it? Like, yes, totally.
So I didn't used to think about it either. I ate animals for 26 years, and once I started to put the pieces together and the wheels started to turn, then I was like, whoa, this is the most damaging, horrible thing that's going on out now. It's literally destroying the planet, but also like from the perspective of the individuals who have their rights violated as well. It's like it's by far the most evil thing I've ever contributed to, in a way.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, I want people to start thinking about these things as I did. And,
Perfect.
And it sounds like you also have. You said you were a vegetarian, right?
Yes, I am vegetarian. Yes, that's true. Like, but I didn't stop because of that over here. But that's my standpoint. And on the same time, I really do feel like I just want to admire you for the action that you do. You know, like that you are here just to really spread the word. Like how cruel it is to, you know, and how easy on the same time is to make the choices that, you know, we didn't think sometimes maybe, you know, like me, you know, I am vegetarian for like, I need to think right now, but I do see maybe like, I don't know, like over the decade, that's for sure, like, you know, over the 10 years. Or whatever, like maybe it's 12 in my case. But, you know, before I didn't think about it in any specific terms, you know. I was just living my life without extra consciousness, without self-awareness, you know, what I do. So I do feel this is why I stop over here, just to, you know, admire you for the action that you do in the way that it is important to raise the consciousness, you know, for individual and collectively, like, you know, that our choices matters. And I do feel that if we say yes or no, we already are making the choice here. So that's what I want to say for sure. Like,
do you feel like my analogy is a fair comparison, like discrimination against different groups of humans based on traits that they didn't choose, and also discriminating against different types of animal species just based on the body they were born into, kind of. Do you agree with my analogy?
I mean, the analogy here is deep, that's for sure. You know, on the first go, I would say maybe I will not connect those two. But on the same time, when you put that on the table, if I can say that, you know, then I can easily grasp that idea too. So I do feel it is relevant in a way that, you know, I do know from my own standpoint that, you know, making choices in life is simple but difficult on the same time. So we don't know what we don't know. So I like to not, you know, condemn people for the choices that they make if they don't have relevant information behind making these choices. So I like to give people and give myself the space, you know, to have new awareness. And if this is occurring, then I do feel, we need to take this into account. So on the same time, I never connect those two things that you put on the table here, but when you put them on the table, I do feel they are kind of relevant. They are provocative on the same time, from my perspective, because we are connecting two worlds, like animal worlds and human worlds, although we are coexisting in the same realm or the same, environment that we was born into it. But the general tendency, I do feel like it is for all of us as humans, and it's like broad fucking generalization right now, but I do feel that we put ourselves in, different container than animals, and we feel our choices are, more complicated and all together. But I do feel we can simplify it in the same way as you did. So I do feel they are, relevant.
Yeah, cool. And also, like, you're really right. Like, we put ourselves in a different box. So a lot of times vegans can be accused of humanizing animals, but I'll rather say that it's the non-vegans who objectify the animals. And I'm not trying to. You can still say that. Discrimination or oppression of humans can be worse if you look at it like that, but they don't have to be equally bad to still both be bad for the same reason, kind of.
Yeah, totally. No, and I do feel the same as you put it right here, that where's the difference, like human rights or animal rights? That's the same rights. We all want to survive, and we want to have kind of fulfilled and happy lifetime, isn't it? During the lifetime, doesn't matter what that means for us as for humans, and doesn't matter what that means for the animal, isn't it? So I stand for the same. Like, doesn't matter, where you was born. Actually, even as a human, you don't have, at least conscious choice, as we will claim, isn't it? We don't have conscious choice that you was born in whatever country you was born. I assume we are coming from different countries, isn't it? Consciously, you didn't raise your hand that you're gonna born here. We will born here, isn't it? Yes, and that's the same way I do feel like animals. They, don't have a choice if they will born as a, bird or the cow, isn't it? But as humans, we have, full understanding towards every other animals or species or surroundings around us, to facilitate the opportunity to have happy life, whatever will put us happy life. So I deeply feel that we don't need to have, as humans, happy life on extent of any other species being alive in this planet. So this is why I stand for the same point as yours, like totally. Yeah. I do feel like animals, supposed to be the same happy as we are, whatever that can mean. So.
Yeah, or at least should have ownership of their own life, kind of.
Isn't it? Yeah, totally. And the deep truth is that we are like, knocking to the door and kicking the door, and we are saying, hey, you are out from your house, isn't it? Most of the time, like we are entering the animal world, and we are putting, our buildings here, our,
Yeah, and
whatever,
so there are, when you talk about this, like construction work, and it's impossible to live without causing any harm. I know some animals are killed in crop production, for instance. I know I'm using transport, traffic, which also kills people, stuff like this. So the vegan position is just that, like, as long as like we can avoid causing harm, then we should. And that's also why vegans don't consume other animal products than not just the animal itself, but
of course.
Animals are also exploited for their milk or eggs or feathers and fur and all of these things.
Yes.
So I'm happy to hear you like agree with my stance. So now I'm
Yeah,
curious, like,
totally.
what's stopping you from going vegan?
Wow, to be honest with you, like as I said, for many years I am vegetarian. So for me, I really never took extra. Maybe from my own standpoint, like I didn't put awareness around the topic. So I'm not using the cow milk, for example, as example, or specific cheese. But for me, I also understood that there are parts of exchange in between us and animals that is not really harmful towards us and the animals. But that was my own understanding. Maybe this is more like me. How to say, like, maybe that was more of me not having extra awareness about all the choices that I was making in my life than really putting extra effort to understand, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, most people aren't aware of all the cruelty that happens in these.
yeah, exactly. I do
industries.
feel like, yes.
Many have like this image of some kind of symbiotic relationship, but all the animals are like they're forcibly impregnated. They're
Yeah, of course, that's
selectively bred to.
This is sick. This is sick.
Yeah,
I
they
got that.
produce way
Totally.
more eggs and milk than
Of
they
course,
naturally
like,
would,
yes,
and
yes.
drains their bodies.
Of course.
We take their babies away, and when they stop producing egg or milk, they go to the same slaughterhouses as the
Yes.
animals raised for meat.
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So-
No, with that standpoint that you just put on the table, I fully agree with you, with 100% of my consciousness that, I follow deep from my heart the same idea behind it, if you understand what I mean. So I do feel that's the right path to, being in coexistent on the same planet that we already are, because without any animals here we will not exist, the same as without the plants. So I do feel with full awareness that our choices, or my own choices, should and can really be in balance towards all the system. So with that perspective, I really do admire your choice, to stand up for that.
And I also like you seem like a really reflected person, and I also really appreciate like this talk. And being vegan is it's not about being perfect. It's just about like
Making the
leaving
choice, isn't
animals
it?
alone.
Yes,
when-
yeah,
when we can.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, totally.
So do you think you will do anything differently after this conversation?
That's a very good question, actually. As I said on the beginning, that I was just surprised. So this is why I stopped over here. So I didn't, came here for, extra transformation in my life. But someone said, before but is a horse shit. So with that being said, I just want to say that I do feel I will take extra, awareness and consciousness around my conscious decisions towards products that are not in the very easy way that I will put them inside the same box, as meat sort of thing, yes, so animal products. But maybe I could say that I will take, after this conversation, I will really take a little bit more awareness in full, research about what is animal products and what is plant-based products, which are normally used, plant-based products, like in, daily life I do. But on the same time, as I said, it is coming from, place of giving freedom to people. I do have, and I want to claim that here, or say that, I do have moments in my life when I'm choosing animal products, and I am okay with this. I'm still okay with that idea. But on the same time, maybe I can put more awareness into why, because why is such an important question. So I can put more awareness inside the idea of not only meat or, products that are very easy to put on the same buckets for me as animal products into anything else that I'm consuming. So
Yeah.
that's for sure. And he was super pleasant guy to have this conversation. So of course I will take extra consciousness, you know, to understand, you know, where my choices, how they affecting the rest of the planet. So
Yeah, I'm glad to hear, and I hope, or maybe this increased awareness will lead you there by yourself. But I also think that like if you dig deep enough, then no animal product should be okay to consume. For the same reasons, we wouldn't accept it in the human context. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how much more I should add. You already agreed with my stance, and sounds like you agree with the vegan principle as well.
yeah, I mean, I do feel like, you know, whatever we are going through is like, you know, very important to have like extra awareness and consciousness. Most and foremost, like why we do things that we do, and if we do feel that we cannot survive, you know, without using animal products, that's a bullshit. We know that for more than, I don't know, fucking 20 years. It's just a bullshit. So.
And it gets easier and easier. Like there's so many replacements. It's
yes,
like every flavor you can think of, you can get in the plant-based version.
Exactly, isn't it? So that's my point here. So I don't know what to say. Like, thank you so much for you being here and raising this consciousness to the planet, and that's it.
Thank you so much for sitting down as well.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. You on that. I just want to be clear. Like, I really do. What, and I'm not saying you do or you don't do. Yes. What I was, you know, how to say, like, what I was failing, you know, myself on was to really try to, you know, convince other people that they should do or not should the same as me. And that's like, you understand me. Doesn't matter if this is religion or this is like human rights or this is animal rights. I do feel like, you know, the freedom of choice is a huge freedom. And even if your choice is different than mine, yeah, I will pay this price. But this is why I'm human, the same as you. So I do like to feel, you know, that we all have the freedom to make our choices, and this is what is making this place so different than any other places.
And that freedom should apply to the animals too. And
I do feel the same. This is why I stop here.
Yeah,
I really do.
When many people called it like a personal. Actually, I just kept filming.
Yeah, fuck, man.
But
I
am filming.
You
Okay.
do?
Oh,
Then
okay.
I'm more than
It
happy. I was just
again.
stressed about it. All right.
Whatever.
Doesn't
But
matter.
yeah, like people say like what you eat is a personal choice, but when that choice has a victim involved, then that's where I say it's a rights violation act, even though most people aren't.
Yes. But I'm like, you know, on the same place as you on that way, isn't it? But I do feel like if we are going deep inside the one subject of what the choice means, it means I can choose wrong too. And I can choose right, you know, from your standpoint. And this is why we have rights at all, isn't it? We have common law, we have whatever laws that we have in this planet. But on the same time, I just want to say that, you know, being human and being in this planet right now, you don't know from where you are coming from. You was born in here, this period of time. This is vast space. And this space, it is, you know, free choice universe. So if we will allow our brothers and sisters to make free choices, my biggest hope in humanity is that we all will make the good choice, which is always we are choosing life. We are not choosing death or death at the same time. So this is, you know, I do feel we don't need to choose life, you know, to survive in the planet that we will not. Will not, that's the truth of it. Like, we have very specific time here to cover. And I do feel that we don't need to, you know, eat any other life being to survive here.
It's not sentient life.
Exactly,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yeah, we have to eat life, but being vegan just means you choose the life without a brain and a nervous system. Yeah.
Hey, I really wish you luck with whatever you do, and I really
thank you so much.
thank you so much too. Actually, that was amazing talk. I hope I said something smart from regard to your place.
One piece
Thank
that's
you.
great. Peace, it starts on your plate. Whoa.